It was a cold, foggy evening in London when Detective Arthur Whitlock received an unusual letter. The envelope was plain, but the handwriting was shaky, as if written by someone in great distress. Inside was a single sheet of paper with the words, "We are the League of Frightened Men. Help us, or we shall all perish." Whitlock, a tall, sharp-eyed man with a reputation for solving the most perplexing cases, leaned back in his chair. The letter was unsigned, but the desperation in the words intrigued him. He decided to investigate. The next morning, Whitlock visited the address written on the envelope, a small, run-down building on the outskirts of the city. The door creaked open to reveal a dimly lit room filled with 5 men, all looking pale and nervous. They introduced themselves as members of a secret society called the League of Frightened Men. The leader, a middle-aged man named Mr. Grayson, stepped forward. "Detective Whitlock, we are in grave danger. Years ago, we were part of a group that wronged a man named Victor Kane. He vowed revenge, and now, one by one, our members are disappearing or dying under mysterious circumstances. We believe Kane is behind it, but we have no proof." Whitlock listened carefully. "Why didn't you go to the police?" Grayson hesitated. "Because we are ashamed of what we did. We were young and foolish, and we ruined Kane's life. Now he's haunting us, and we don't know how to stop him." Whitlock agreed to take the case. His first step was to investigate Victor Kane. He discovered that Kane had been a brilliant inventor who was falsely accused of theft by the League years ago. The accusation destroyed his career and reputation, and he vanished shortly after. As Whitlock dug deeper, he found that Kane had recently returned to London under a new identity. He tracked him down to a small workshop in the city. Kane, now a frail, elderly man, denied any involvement in the deaths. "I've moved on with my life," Kane said. "I have no interest in revenge." Whitlock believed him, but knew there was more to the story. He returned to the League and asked for a list of all its members. There were 10 in total, but only 5 remained. The others had either disappeared or died in strange accidents. One night, Whitlock decided to set a trap. He gathered the remaining members in a secluded house and waited. Hours passed, and just as the men began to relax, the lights went out. A loud crash echoed through the house, and when the lights came back on, one of the members was gone. Whitlock searched the house and found a hidden passage leading to the basement. There, he discovered the missing man, unconscious but alive. Beside him was a note. "The League of Frightened Men will pay for their sins." Whitlock realized that the culprit was not Kane, but someone within the League itself. He confronted the members, and after hours of questioning, one of them broke down. "It was Mr. Grayson. I couldn't take it anymore," Grayson confessed. "The guilt of what we did to Kane was eating me alive. I thought if I made it look like Kane was taking revenge, the others would feel the same guilt and confess. But it spiraled out of control." Whitlock handed Grayson over to the police. The remaining members of the League disbanded, and Victor Kane was finally able to live in peace. As for Detective Whitlock, he returned to his office, satisfied that justice had been served. The case of the League of Frightened Men was closed, but he knew there would always be another mystery waiting to be solved.